We already know money today is more valuable than money tomorrow. We should remember this when adding sums of money received at different points in time. Imagine the following cash flows. Which one is preferable? Do we want to receive 100 in year 2 and 110 in year 3? Or 100 in year 1 and 100 in year 2? If we simply do the math, 210 is better than 200, so we should pick the first option. This isn't true after we consider the time value of money. In finance, we should never add sums of money without considering the timing when the cash flows occur. This is very, very important. If I deposited $100 in a bank, I would expect the bank to compensate me for the right to use my money. Let's say the money will stay in the bank for a year, and after 1 year, the bank will repay me the initial amount plus an interest of 3%. So we will have future value equals present value times 1 plus I, where present value is the amount we are depositing and I is the interest rate the bank will pay us for depositing our money. We would have future value equals 100 times 1 plus 3% equals 103. After 1 year, we will receive $103. What if we want to find the present value of a future cash flow? How do we find how much a cash flow we will receive is worth? Starting from the equation future value equals present value times 1 plus I, we can simply divide by 1 plus I, and we'll obtain that the present value equals future value divided by 1 plus I. When we account for the time value of money in this way, going backwards, we talk about discounting. What if we wanted to make another deposit after year 1 ends? We would have 100 times 1 plus 3%, which is the value at the end of year 1, and it will be deposited for another year, so at the end of year 2, we would have 1 plus 3% times 100 times 1 plus 3% equals future value at year 2. The present value, 100, is equal to the future value divided by 1 plus 3% to the second degree. So when we must discount a future cash flow, that is n years from now, we must divide it by 1 plus I elevated to the nth degree. Now that we learn this, we can go to our first example and calculate which one of the two cash flows has a higher present value. Here are the two sets of cash flows. The first one involves a payment in year 2 that is equal to 100, and another payment in year 3 that is equal to 110. To calculate present value, assuming an interest rate of 10%, we must use the formula we have here. We will have 100 divided by 1 plus 10% to the second degree. We are elevating to the second degree because the cash flow is 2 years from now. Then we will have 110 divided by 1 plus 10% to the third degree, because this is a cash flow in year 3. The present value we will obtain from this equation is 165.3. It's much lower than the simple sum of 100 and 110. Now let's calculate the value of the other set of cash flows. We will have 100 discounted by 1 year plus 100 discounted by 2 years. We obtain that the present value of the second set of cash flows is 173.5. As you can see, by discounting two sets of cash flows and obtaining their present value, we can compare them and decide which one is preferable. The selection of the discount rate is important in this calculation. In addition, the timing of cash flows obviously plays an important role too, right? I am sure you'll agree with me that discounting of cash flows looks like a concept that is close to the idea of capital budgeting. Comparing the value of future and present cash flows is the main idea behind the entire exercise. It improves our decision-making process, providing a quantitative means of comparison between different alternatives a company has. Projects consist of an initial capital outlay, which is typically a present value, money we invest now, and then generate a series of cash flows in the future values that must be discounted. Once we discount these future values, we can compare them with the amount that's being invested in the present and calculate a rate of return of the project. A key ingredient in this exercise allowing us to discount future cash flows is the discount rate we will choose. This will be the focus of the next few lessons. Thanks for watching.